People always assume the scariest thing that can pull into your driveway is a cop car. Trust me, they've clearly never met an HOA with a power complex. Because on the morning this mess started, a white golf cart painted like a budget police cruiser rolled up to my house, amber lights flashing like it was staging a parade. And sitting inside was a man who acted like God personally granted him authority. Derek Malloy. Self-appointed HOA captain, self-trained tough guy, fully delusional. No hello, no introduction. Just him hopping out of that toy patrol cart wearing a tan tactical vest with a crooked knockoff badge, tactical pants swishing like he practiced intimidation in the mirror. And then he hit me with, "Join the HOA or else." Cute, right? And here's the part nobody believes. The second he barked that line, I remembered a story from years back about a wannabe authority figure who ended up crying in the back of a cruiser when real law enforcement stepped in. As Derek marched toward me, chest puffed and hand hovering near a fake radio that didn't connect to anything, I had the strangest feeling. This might become one of those stories. But back to my driveway. I was on my porch, coffee in hand, enjoying my morning, when Derek tried threatening me like he owned the county. "You're the new homeowner. This property falls under Willow Ridge HOA jurisdiction. You must sign the compliance forms and pay your dues." I took a slow sip. No, it doesn't. Because my deed says otherwise. My land sits under county authority, not the HOA. Derek's lips tightened like he'd never heard the word no in his entire HOA-infested life. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you're watching from, and make sure to subscribe to Silent Divide Tales because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. Derek didn't like being told no. The man puffed up like a rooster someone kicked too early. He stepped closer, gravel crunching under his boots, acting like every step made him more official. "Around here, everyone participates," he said. "Well, then I guess I'm not around here," I replied. And that's when everything shifted. See, 2 months before this HOA circus landed in my driveway, I bought the old Grant property, 2 acres, quiet, and just outside the HOA boundary. Some long-dead developer misfiled it decades ago. The county never corrected it, and because of that, every house around me paid dues. I didn't owe them a cent, and nothing makes an HOA zealot crack quicker than somebody immune to their control. At first, it was letters, red ink threats, dramatic legal language, the whole printed intimidation package. Then came compliance warnings taped to my mailbox, like that was supposed to scare me. But when Derek began parking near my gate at night, shining his flashlight across my porch like he was on patrol, that's when I called the county zoning office. They confirmed exactly what I knew. Derek and his HOA had zero jurisdiction. But tell me, what kind of man keeps pushing even after he knows he has no authority? Apparently, the one standing in front of me. Because the next morning, he came back. Same fake badge, same vest, same inflated ego. Only this time, he shifted his jacket just right, showing the black pistol on his hip. That's when he crossed from annoying to dangerous. I told him clearly, "Step on my property again without a warrant, and that's criminal trespass." He stared me down like intimidation was going to work on someone who's handled real threats, not HOA cosplay. Then his thumb twitched. He flicked the safety off. Can you imagine someone that stupid trying to act tough on a sheriff's land? But then things got worse. When Derek flicked that safety off, everything went dead quiet. Even the birds seemed to freeze. He rested his hand on the pistol like touching it made him somebody. I raised my hands slowly, not out of fear, but to direct his attention exactly where I needed it. "Think this through," I said, steady and calm. "But isn't it funny how some people lose brain cells the second they hold a weapon they shouldn't have?" Derek sneered. "You talk like you're the law around here." That nearly made me laugh. I pulled my jacket aside just enough for sunlight to hit the gold star badge clipped to my belt. County sheriff. Not paternal, not imagination. His entire expression collapsed. "You're the sheriff?" "Yes." And before he could blink, I grabbed his wrist, twisted it down, and tore the gun from his hand. Years of defensive training versus HOA fantasy? Not a competition. The pistol hit the gravel with a sad little thud. Hands behind your back. He froze, then trembled, then obeyed, voice cracking as I cuffed him. Brandishing a firearm. Criminal trespass. Impersonating an officer. The man collected felonies like hobby stamps. When my deputies arrived and sat him on the edge of my driveway, Derek Malloy suddenly got chatty. I leaned on my truck. Who sent you? He swallowed, pale as paper. I was told to make you comply, to make you join. By who? The name dropped like a secret. Karen Sturbridge, HOA president, neighborhood tyrant. The woman neighbors whispered about with fear and eye rolls. And then the kicker. She paid him cash to show up in a fake uniform and force me into an HOA I didn't belong to. Can you believe someone would bankroll a felony spree over lawn rules? But that wasn't even the wildest part. Because what came next blew everything wide open. The moment Derek admitted Karen Sturbridge paid him, everything aligned. Fake uniform, fake badge, fake authority, all funded by the Queen of Willow Ridge. You realize she paid you to commit multiple felonies, right? I told him. His eyes watered instantly. Amazing how fast people rethink life choices once they're handcuffed. My deputies loaded him into a cruiser while I called the county attorney. I laid out everything, the wannabe patrol cart, the fake radio, the threats, the gun. Within an hour, the county attorney had enough evidence to move fast. And that's when the real fun began. That evening, we rolled up to Karen Sturbridge's door. She opened it wearing a silk robe and holding a glass of wine like she was starring in her own soap opera. She blinked at the badges. What's this about? Karen Sturbridge, I said. You're under arrest for conspiracy, solicitation of impersonation, and unlawful coercion. The look on her face was priceless. You can't. I am the HOA. I smiled. Not anymore. We cuffed her right there. The moment she saw video footage of Derek pointing a gun at me, her excuses evaporated. By the next morning, prosecutors filed charges across the board. Derek Malloy got 4 years for impersonating an officer and brandishing a firearm. Karen Sturbridge got 6 years, a lifetime HOA ban, and a $150,000 fine for conspiracy and fraud. And me, I installed a metal plaque at my gate. This property is under sheriff's protection. No more fake cops, no more threats. Just quiet mornings, my porch, and the coffee I never got to finish on the day this ridiculous saga started. Some people fake authority, some fake courage. But the law? You don't fake that and walk away clean. If you enjoyed this wild ride, hit subscribe, like, and share. Silent Divide Tales delivers justice with style, and the next story? Trust me, it goes even harder.